When brewing tea, there are three really important principles to remember. The first one is that each tea needs its own temperature of the water that you're going to use to brew. And the second is the timing. And the third is to always, when you get to the optimum timing for the perfect brew, to separate the leaf from the liquor. And that means that you need certain bits of equipment to make those three things happen more easily. Now, a lot of teapots today are actually made with infuser baskets inside them. For example, this little Japanese style teapot, which has its little basket like this, which lifts out when the tea's brewed. It's very easy to pop that into a little dish like that, once the tea has brewed with the wet leaf inside, and then you've got perfectly brewed tea inside the pot. You can pop on its lid. It's ready to pour. Quite a lot of teapots are designed in the same way now to make this separation of leaf from liquor very easy. Here's another example. This one has an infuser basket which just pops out. It's nice and deep. You've got a lot of space there for the leaf to actually swell and absorb the water inside. Once you've brewed, again, it can go into your little dish or saucer or whatever you like to use, or little mug, and you've got a little pot, a nice traditional, almost like a brown Betty, perfectly brewed tea inside ready to pour, and the tea cannot go on brewing so it won't spoil. Then you've got mugs which do the same job. This has a beautiful glass infuser inside the glass mug, which you can have at your desk or at your breakfast table, and its own lid. So this actually behaves like a little teapot. And as soon as the tea has brewed, you actually just lift it out and pop it into your little dish or your saucer, and you've got a mug of perfectly brewed tea. This other porcelain mug works in the same way. This has a lid with a nice Chinese dragon, a little infuser basket, and your standard mug. So you can brew tea inside here, keep the lid on like a little teapot. As soon as the tea's brewed, you take out the infuser basket and you've got a very perfectly brewed mug of tea. All of these teapots work on the same principle. They have an infuser basket which you can easily lift out as soon as the tea has brewed. The only problem you will find is when you've got teapots that do not have infuser baskets. Now, for example, if you've got a favourite silver teapot that belongs to the family or that you've bought in an antique shop and you love using it, then you're going to have to put the tea into the pot and let it brew. Now, what are you going to do when you need to separate the leaf from the liquor? The easiest thing to do is to have two pots. And so you may brew in one pot, and then you get a strainer or a small sieve, and you would actually pour the perfectly brewed tea into your silver teapot, which you can then serve at the table. So I could do it with these two pots, or I could start with a glass pot or a pottery pot, and as soon as the tea's brewed, I would just pour it into my silver teapot. So it looks beautiful when you bring it to the table.